Hey everybody, my name is Tim Sciascia, and I'm the co-founder and former director of brewing of Cellarmaker Brewing Company in San Francisco. I just joined the team here at Berkeley Yeast, and with over 5 years of personal experience brewing with our yeast, the level of trust I have in the Berkeley Yeast products is immense. And to say that about a company that is pushing the boundaries of fermentation science as well as yeast-derived aromas and flavors is an incredible fact. I am so excited to be part of an organization that is moving the brewing industry forward with impactful technology, and I am super stoked to tell you about our incredible bioengineered yeasts that are going to make your beer cleaner, more expressive, less expensive, and overall just better. I've used these strains for years in my award-winning West Coast and hazy IPAs, barrel-aged barley wines and stouts, along with countless other styles. As this is my first informative video, I want to start with what are some of the most applicable strains to enlist in any brewery's cellar portfolio, which is our fresh strains. These strains, including Chico, London, and Ondex Lager, are engineered to produce high quantities of alpha-acetolactate decarboxylase. Whew, try saying that 5 times fast. The ALDC enzyme is produced within the cell to keep AAL and diacetyl levels super low, way below threshold. And I'm not just talking about during primary fermentation, but also during any hop creep you might see from your dry hops. This allows you to get to cold conditioning quicker than conventional yeast, so you can package sooner or have more time for your beer to just sit cold and chill. But Tim, why not just use a manufactured ALDC product? It's been working for me just fine.
You sure about that? You sure about that? Are you sure that it's fine?
ALDC is a great tool, and trust me, I was so thankful when it came to market some years ago, as I'm sure you were too. But what I came to realize is adding ALDC enzyme has some major disadvantages. First off, I've seen variability swings in ALDC enzyme quality that you just don't see with our fresh strains. Whether the product is poorly manufactured or stored improperly, or more commonly, it is being added at a suboptimal beer pH. When adding a little bit of enzyme doesn't work, that means you're adding a lot of enzyme. And if you're dosing in more and more after primary fermentation due to hop creep, then you are increasing the associated costs of your beer.
Take a look at this graph of an experiment our scientists produced in-house. To test how different yeast and ALDC treatments would impact diacetyl levels, we designed a recipe that we knew would result in high diacetyl after dry hopping. The beer was formulated with 15% maltodextrin and dry hopped with a varietal known for its high diastatic potential. The combination of maltodextrin and diastatic activity drives a significant hop creep. We tested 4 different conditions: Chico yeast with no ALDC added, or the yellow line; Chico yeast with purified ALDC added at knockout, or the gray line; Chico yeast with purified ALDC added at dry hop, or the black line; and fresh Chico yeast, which has ALDC expression built into the yeast itself, represented by the green line. We found that both fresh Chico and purified ALDC effectively reduced diacetyl production during primary fermentation, but only fresh Chico continued to reduce diacetyl production after dry hopping. Even adding the manufacturer's recommended dosing rate of ALDC at dry hop resulted in measurable diacetyl production. This further demonstrates how our strains are unrelenting at keeping diacetyl low no matter where you are during the fermentation, dry hop, or cellaring processes.
So you're still not convinced to break up with your jug of ALDC? We all want to think we are perfect. I know I do, but that's just not the case. Whether you or a teammate are diacetyl blind, maybe there's a case of forgetfulness, or someone just didn't get the memo. It's probably only a matter of time until a beer gets dumped. Or God forbid, you have to do a full recall. There's no human error with our fresh strains. They are robust to process variation and robust to staffing variation. All of that aside, our fresh strains just make incredible beer and otherwise perform like the conventional strains you know. Fermenting low and slow with fresh Ondex Lager, no need for an elevated diacetyl rest. Stay at a super low temperature, sponge or cap your tank, and capture a ton of CO2. As you know, if you are trading time warm in the tank for cold conditioning, you will have more gentle uptake of carbonation, which leads to retention of more volatiles and better foam. If you're brewing hoppy styles with fresh Chico or London, then super low diacetyl levels will help all of those citrus, tropical, and dank aromas pop even more. Let's keep that distracting diacetyl aroma, flavor, mouthfeel out of there.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Let's make brewery management easier and more foolproof. Consider employing our fresh strains to remove diacetyl from the sphere of influence in your brewhouse so you can focus on other pressing issues. Next time you go to buy a picture of yeast, try out our fresh strains and you will see how they bring a new level of capability to fermentation. If you're going to purchase yeast anyways, why not choose one that has more upside?